Beautiful sun setting on the Mississippi River, right next to the campus of Southern University here on the bluff in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. We welcome you back to the F.G. Clark Activity Center, where the Jaguars lead 42-34 at the half. Kind of a fun game if you're a player going in. You know Alcorn State's going to be up and down the floor, and a lot of times, even though it's not the most disciplined game, it is fun to play in these kind of contests.
It is, and for those who are watching, Troy Jackson's taken 7 shots so far. He's made 5. If Alcorn State finds itself down later in the second half, let me tell you who's putting shots up. That total's going to go up a lot because he leads the SWAC in scoring, and right now, he leads this game in scoring. In fact, the only player in double digits in scoring, Troy Jackson, has 14. 2 teammates, Anthony Ford and Jarvis Williams, each with 6 for the Braves to lead the way for Alcorn State. For the other side, in terms of the Southern Jaguars, well, they are led by Douglas Scott. He's got 9. Jazz Williams with 7, and Chris Davis, the 3rd leading scorer in the SWAC, a leader for Southern, has 6 points so far through 20 minutes of play.
Douglas Scott, 7 defensive rebounds, 9 points. Jaguars lead by 8. We'll come back with a second half action right after this on CST. We are ready for the second half of the Southern Alcorn State men's game. The women won against Alcorn State earlier today, 67-56. All but eliminating the Braves from a chance at the postseason tournament. The Jags trying to do that on the men's side as well. Alcorn State will be desperate here in the final 20 minutes, down 8. Jumani Reed, who struggled in the first half, kicks it outside, and a good look from Jarvis Williams. No good. Rebound, Jerry Guillory. Here come the Jags. Guillory, Stephon Wiley, Chris Davis, the 3 seniors for Southern, playing their final game here at home, and a foul away from the ball will be called against Barry Honore, his second.
Honore clearing a little too much space down on the inside as he was trying to establish position on the block, so he gets called for the foul. Alcorn State, remember, the leading 3-point shooting team in the SWAC in terms of percentage, now 3 of 12 in the ball game today after the miss they had just a moment ago.
Good look by Jumani Reed to Jarvis Williams for the easy basket. So the first 2 points this half go to the Braves from Alcorn State. Chris Davis to Barry Honore. Honore being guarded by Jarvis Williams, backs him down, spins and shoots and hits. Barry Honore with 7 points now. Jonathan Boyd has his pass taken away. 3-on-2. Stephon Wiley splits the defenders and no foul call. The rebound is loose. Wiley gets the rebound, gets it back to Guillory, who had a wide open look but decides to hold it up. Guillory to Stephon Wiley. Jags will try and be patient on this offensive set. Chris Davis tries a three and hits it.
Or Chris Davis will take one dribble off of that pass and hit the three-pointer. His first of the game. He had tried 3 in the first half, didn't hit on any of them.
Troy Jackson the other way misses his shot. Doug Scott gets poked in the eye. He's okay though as he gets it off to Stephon Wiley. Wiley dishes to Jerry Guillory. He'll try a baseline shot, no good. Scott the offensive rebound. Jags led the rebounding at the half by 6, 22-16. The category you figure would go to Southern today. Best rebounding team in the SWAC against the worst. Wide open Scott passed up the 3. Instead he'll take a little fadeaway 2 and hit it.
Well, a tough shot there by Scott. The fact that it was off balance, was trying to spin the natural way. Decided to fake it, turn it right back around, and that allows Alcorn State to get off the bench with a quick timeout.
Quick start for the Jags, 7-2 run coming out of the break, and Alcorn State will take a timeout. We'll take one as well. It's Southern 49, Alcorn State 36. Sophomore from Garland, Texas, Barry Honore with a strong game.
And he's been doing the job on the inside, fighting for rebounds, getting 2 that way. And then the big fella stepped outside, shows his range and his touch on the jump shot. How about 1 of 2 blocks for the Jaguars so far in the afternoon? And this shot to start the second half, not as easy as Barry Honore makes it look. As he put the ball down, had good defense in his face, holds on to the possession, hits the fadeaway jump shot, 7 points, 2 rebounds on 3 of 4 shooting, along with that block shot that we saw from Barry Honore, helping the Jaguars open up this lead to 49-36 margin.
13-point lead for Southern. Biggest lead of the game. Jaguars out to a 7-2 run coming out of the locker room. Shamani Reed, who has the assist in this half, off to Troy Jackson. Jackson misses his shot, tipped around. Jerry Guillory comes away with it. You were right about Jackson's number of shots in the second half. We could see a big number as he only had 7 shots in the first half. Chris Davis buries the 3. His second 3 of the half, and he's starting to heat up.
Jaguars statistically the bottom half of the SWAC for 3-point shooting, but they have been doing the damage from the outside. And yeah, for folks who like to watch a lot of offense, Alcorn State starts to get further and further behind. You're going to see those numbers for Jackson, the SWAC's leading scorer, start to go up.
Anthony Ford has 9 points today, all on 3-pointers, as he is 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. So he answers Chris Davis's 3. There you see the 3-point shooting so far. A dozen tries for both sides. And a quick 2 underneath. Good look to Doug Scott. Scott has 13 to go along with 7 rebounds.
Well, and he's carrying over that momentum. Sorry, Todd. He's carrying over that momentum from Monday night when he had 17 points, 12 rebounds in that win over Alabama A&M. So Douglas Scott's had a good week on the floor for the Jaguars.
4th shot no good from Jackson this half. He was 5 of 7 in the first half. The Jaguars 3-on-3. Davis splits defenders and gets it to go. Chris Davis with 8 this half, 14 in the game. He's feeling it on this senior day.
It didn't take the Jaguars long at all either to put 14 points on the board coming out from halftime. Haven't played 4 full minutes yet in the second half. Jaguars offense really clicking to start the second half.
Another rebound for Doug Scott. He's approaching a double-double. Stephon Wiley, right-hand layup off glass, good, and the foul. Jaguars pouring it on, trying to extend the lead to 20. When we come back, Stephon Wiley with a chance to make a 3-point play the old-fashioned way as Chris Davis the basket off the glass and Stephon Wiley trying to give the Jaguars a 20-point lead when we return. Southern Diamond action as the Jaguars baseball team hits the CST airwaves as we wrap up our basketball coverage. Baseball soon to follow. March 28th, a noon doubleheader against Grambling State. Beginning at 12 Central, followed by Game 2 right around 2:30. Don't miss Roger Cador and his Jaguars against Grambling State. Live from Lee Hines Field right here on your exclusive home of Southern Athletics, CST.
Shooting 78% will get you out to a good start anytime, and that's exactly what Southern's done here in the second half. 7 of 9 shooting, including 2 of 2 from behind the line. The Jags shooting 77.8% here in the second half as part of a 17-5 run now to start out this second half.
Oh, that's 17 points in 4 minutes and change for the Jaguars. They scored their highest point total of the year earlier this season against Alcorn State in overtime, winning 86-83 on the road in Mississippi, and now they have a chance to eclipse that mark. They put up 81 in that game against Alabama A&M, where they had 52 at the break in our last telecast.
And this run is a type of run that we talked about earlier when you talk about Alcorn State being the leading scoring team, but the fact that defensively so bad, you let a team, an opponent, get a spurt like this, and that's why Alcorn State finds themselves down 20. They're going to put shots up, but when you give up that many points in that little bit of time, that's why Alcorn State finds itself near the bottom of the SWAC.
They are a stat stuffer opponent. You can get a lot of points and a lot of rebounds against Alcorn State. Here's one guy who always seems to score. Troy Jackson has his first 2, but he had struggled 0 for 4 from the field before that basket this half. But in the game, he now has 16. Jaguars by 18, 5 minutes in. Chris Davis going for 3 from beyond the arc this half.
Boy, how about the stutter dribble by Chris Davis to get some separation, making his defender back up on his heels, and Davis just pulled up for that wide open jumper.
Chris Davis was only 2 of 11 from the field in the first half. This half, he's 4 of 4, including 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. So he has found it. Maybe the senior day wasn't kind to him in the first half, but it's a whole different story this half.
Take a look again for Chris Davis, and watch the dribble right here as he causes separation. The reverse through the leg dribble that gets that separation. Then down on the other end, you saw the circus shot there by Troy Jackson. Troy Jackson had the circus shot, didn't go in, had something to say to the official looking for the foul, and the official decided he had had enough and called the technical on the SWAC's leading scorer.
Technical on Troy Jackson will also be his second foul. Stephon Wiley makes the free throw. And Jackson will take a seat on the bench. Doesn't rest very much, plays 37.5 minutes a game, but you can see he's frustrated. Jaguars by 22, 23, as Stephon Wiley makes both free throws. This copyrighted telecast of Southern University basketball may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of Cox Sports Television. 23-point lead for Southern. And they have scored, since the half, 22 points in 5 minutes and 15 seconds. And this is unbelievable. There has not been a scoring outburst like this at any point in the season for Southern.
Now, you know, the Jaguars and head coach Rob Spivey have to be sitting back going, where has this been? Obviously, we have the potential to do it. We're doing this right now. Where has this been throughout the season? But they have really taken it to Alcorn State in the second half, and they have started to feast off of Alcorn State's weakness, which has been defense in the SWAC play. And Southern's offense has really unloaded, and they found it from everywhere. They've had success on the inside. We've seen them hitting 3-pointers here in the second half. They can do no wrong so far. But Barry Honore continues going with that little baby hook shot from the block.
Unofficially, the Jags are now 9 of 11 from the field this half, including 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. Plus some free throws, including that last technical foul. They have upped their lead in a hurry from 8 points to 25. Another turnover. Back come the Jags. This is fun for Southern right now. Guillory alley-oop for Honore. Got a little too fun there. Rob Spivey saying, hey guys, let's just relax. We're up 25. Let's not get carried away.
So Honore was so jacked up to get up there. He had the duck. He thought he was going to hit the rim. He was going up for that, but the pass was too high. Nice job, though, by Chris Davis to calm things down, getting that loose ball. Still 15 on the shot clock.
Davis has been perfect from the floor this half. Honore for 3, and yes, why not?
Why not?
Barry Honore with a 3-pointer. He has a dozen. Everything going in for the Jaguars this half.
Big fella's a 39% shooter from behind the line.
Alcorn State loses it again. Jags with another turnover. They have 27 points this half. We're not even 7 minutes in. Make it 29 with the flush. Great look, Doug Scott to Barry Honore.
You know, and Larry Smith just not even getting off the bench. He had his legs crossed, not sure what to do to get an answer for this.
Now they finally take a timeout. 29 points scored in less than 7 minutes for Southern. This is unbelievable.
Take a look at the Jaguars running the floor, and who else but the big fella trailing. Barry Honore getting two the easy way. He missed on that alley-oop with the pass going a little too high, but no doubt about that last one as Honore flushed it home. Here's another look at it. You see Honore on the block. A 4-on-2 for the Jaguars. They take advantage of it as all the momentum has been dressed in gold and sky blue in this second half for the Southern Jaguars.
30-point lead for the Jaguars. 29 points this half in less than 7 minutes. That is an unbelievable pace. They have a great shot with over 13 minutes to go of shattering their highest point total of the year, which was 86 against the same team on the road. Chris Davis hasn't missed a shot this half. He's 4 for 4, including 3 for 3 from beyond the arc.
Chris Davis starting to turn things up in his final game on the bluff. He came into the half. He was 2 of 11 and 0 for 3 in the first half. And in the second half, he could do no wrong. Look at the nice reverse through the legs. The dribble gets that separation to set up for another three-pointer. Chris Davis decided, you know, Peter Jackson, you talked to her at halftime. She enjoyed her senior day winning for the Lady Jags. Figured, I better get a part of this too. Now 17 points, 5 assists for the senior, who has helped the Jaguars just really race out to this 30-point lead. There is no way to describe what we've seen here in this first almost 7 full minutes, the way the Jaguars offense has just clicked it up into overdrive.
One of the biggest compliments you can give as a coach, Rob Spivery gave to Chris Davis, saying he is the most coachable player I've ever had. He does everything technically sound. Everything he asks of him, he does exactly the way we tell him.
And it's good to see him finishing on such a high note. You know, last year, we remember he left the team for a month for undisclosed reasons and personal reasons. You know, he started his career at UL Lafayette, came over here to Southern, and one of the things he's had to work on is become more of a vocal leader. He leads by example, as you mentioned. Rob Spiver saying you can coach him or anything you need. He'll do whatever you need him to do, and he's so coachable, but sometimes you have to be a little more vocal. That's not something Chris Davis has been used to, but he's taking it on more and more as he's gone through his career here at Southern. And it's good to see him finishing up on such a strong note for his senior campaign.
Ryan Talley into the game for Southern, his first look. One thing the Jags have done at various points of almost every game this season, with a lead or no, is have these lapses where they turn the ball over consistently. So far, so good. 12 and a half to go. That was almost a turnover there, a little sloppy with the handle, but Rob Spivery wants to see his team play 40 minutes with consistency on offense.
Well, you're right. One of the things we've seen has been the lapses for the Jaguars, but one thing we haven't seen from Southern is a scoring outburst like we've seen right now to this point to start the second half. We don't know where this has been all year long for the Jaguars, and you just hope that now they've been riding such a high that you don't see one of those 6, 7, 8-minute spans like you mentioned where we go with no field goals for the Jags.
29 points in less than 7 minutes. There's been a lot of halves played this year where Southern didn't score 29 points the entire half. Jarvis Williams had the last 2 for Alcorn State, misses that shot. Good strong rebound there by Jazz Williams. Honore tries a little bank shot and gets it to go. Barry Honore having a big second half. He has 16, 11 of those this half. Jags are all going to improve on their points per game total, it seems, today, as they now have 73 points and just a pass knocked away. Actually, a poor pass by Southern here. 11:49 to go. The Jags out to a 30-point lead, on their way to 100, the way this thing's going. Jaguar fans get all the latest news on Jaguar Athletics on Jaguar Nation, a new show this year. The informative monthly show brings you closer to the athletes and coaches and makes Southern what it is today. Go to CoxSportsTV.com to get all the airing dates and times. Jaguar Nation with your host, Rob Nice. A lot going on the bluff and around the state of Louisiana today. Baton Rouge is the home for the tennis championships and the SWAC, the indoor track and field championships. Softball had a doubleheader here for hoops. And of course, the men's team playing baseball on the road at Prairie View A&M. A couple sloppy turnovers here the last minute or so will not please Rob Spivery, but it's still a big lead for Southern.
Second half for Southern, 3 for 3 from the free throw line, that's 100%. 4 for 4 from three-point line, that's 100%. 12 for 15, though, from the field. So I'd say, Todd, you find the 3 players who missed and made that percentage only 80% and sit them down for a little while. You're breaking the trend.
Jonathan Boyd hits a 3 for Alcorn State. Amazing numbers this half for Southern.
80% from the field.
31 points, and they've only missed 3 shots, whether it's a free throw lane or from the field. Brian Talley called for 5 seconds. So in a game that hasn't had much to pick on for Rob Spiver, his team all of a sudden turning it over a little bit, so he'll have something to be upset with his team about. Holt has the ball taken away by Talley as he tried a 3, and then Brian gets called for a foul.
15 turnovers now for the Jaguars, and then Brian Talley getting called for that foul on the sideline. So last 2 possessions, turnovers, 1 pass that got thrown too far away, then the 5-second call, and now a quick foul call on Southern.
Jonathan Boyd hitting that last 3 and then picking up the foul on Talley. We are 8 minutes and 45 seconds into this half. The Jaguars lead by 27. They scored 29 points in less than 7 minutes coming out of the locker room. Behind the back pass from Troy Jackson, trying to get a fancy assist, but missing the 3 with Jamarcus Holt. Jags the rebound and an offensive foul called against Ernest Jones as he elbowed Jarvis Williams.
Here's another look, and Alcorn misses the shot, but watch the quick double team by Alcorn State. There's the elbow thrown. A little bit of theatrics thrown in there, but no doubt about that he threw the shoulder and the elbow in there and draws the offensive foul.
Tough shot, Alcorn State with the rebound, and Southern steals it away. And this time Ernest Jones is fouled as he grabbed the loose ball. Douglas Scott already has a double-double for the Jags with 13 points and 12 rebounds. He's 1 away from his season high in rebounds, which is 13. Harry Honore with 16 points, already matching his season high. He also had 16 points in a game against Jackson State. There is Honore getting a deserved breather on the bench and some hand claps on the way down.
You say 4 Jaguars already in double digits in terms of scoring as he goes all the way coast to coast. Somebody's got to pick up the little man with the speed. Brian Talley went all the way. Remember, he's the one that threw the ball in on the baseline, and nobody picked him up. Stop ball, no way. He takes it all the way to the glass.
Gregory Horn just into the game for Southern, picks up the foul. Let's look at Talley, the freshman out of Duncanville, Texas.
A nice ball fake, too, to get the big fellow from Alcorn State to go the opposite direction. Talley started as the inbound play, pass. He's the one that threw it in. Quick touch pass right back to him, and until you pick up ball, you go all the way to the goal, and that's what Talley did. Nobody stopped him.
Gets a smile out of the freshman. He's going to have a good time in the final 2 games as he'll go back to the Lone Star State, taking on Prairie View A&M and Texas Southern, the final 2 games of the year. It has not been an enjoyable first year for Larry Smith as he's watching his team give up another big total and in danger of really falling out of contention to make the postseason tournament. Jarvis Williams, good free throw shooter, misses the second. He's now 3 of 4, and a foul called on the rebound. Actually, a lane violation will be called against Southern.
You're talking about Larry Smith. I can promise you it hadn't been a good 20 minutes. The past 20 minutes as he's watched his team let Southern just explode to this big lead. But coaches are always looking for learning points and teaching points, and this will be one for Southern because it has not been a lot of opportunities for the Jaguars this season to play with this kind of lead, riding this type of offensive momentum. So let's see. They've shown that they can score in a big spurt. They've done it in the first 6 minutes of this half. Let's see how the Jaguars respond to having this lead.
And really, the Jags have not played very good basketball in the last 3 or 4 minutes. Since they scored those 29 points with 13 and change to go, they've been very sloppy handling the ball. They've really only taken 1 or 2 shots since then.
Yep, 2 offensive fouls. We've seen 2 turnovers and 1 big basket come from Talley when he went the length of the floor.
But it wouldn't be a Southern Jaguar game unless they had a 3 or 4
That
minute
is right.
stretch
Yeah, you're right.
where they didn't do much offensively. Alcorn State will continue to shoot. Jarvis Williams gets 2 more. He has 8 this half, 14 in the game. We approach the 10-minute mark. Still plenty of time. Southern with a 25-point lead, well on their way to their biggest offensive total of the season. Stephon Wiley had 5 in the first half. He has 5 this half for 10. Gregory Horn has it taken away. Another turnover. Continuing to be sloppy play for the Jaguars, and this is just an ugly sequence here. The Jags somehow come up with a loose ball, and they travel. Not good basketball lately, but Jarvis Williams starting to feel it.
Sloppy from everybody down on that last possession, though. Williams stepped back out from behind the line and tried to hit that one to get the Braves back. And remember, we saw this in the first game. For those who joined us in game 1 of our doubleheader here on CST, it's exactly how the Lady Braves got back into it. Little full court